Arne slot, absolutely incredible. Wow, wow, wow. You have Liverpool playing some absolutely insane football. And in today's video, we're going to be analysing that performance, seeing what Slot did, which made Liverpool just simply unstoppable, especially in that second half. But before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe button. And as always, if you're new to the channel or if you're a returning subscriber, hit the like button too. It is greatly appreciated. But let's just start here. First half, we know Liverpool weren't at their best, but I just want to show the signs of what were to come. And it was the fluid rotations between the front three. You've got Diaz on the left wing now, you've got Gakpo in the centre forward role and Salah on the right wing. And this was a constant rotation. You'd sometimes find Salah through the centre, you'd find Diaz through the centre, you'd find Gakpo on the left, on the right. And this was just genius. And I know a lot of Liverpool fans would have been calling for Darwin Núñez to start this game, but Arne Slot did this on purpose. Having someone nimble and somebody rotational like, Luis Diaz playing through the centre initially on paper, what it does, it just moves that Leverkusen defence about. They play with Hinakape, Tapsoba and Jonathan Tah, three really physical centre forwards who love a physical battle. And Arne Slot in his press conference actually said Luis Diaz playing in the number 9 role, in the false 9 role, it just gave Jonathan Tah this problem because he's used to playing with physical number 9s like the Darwin Núñez of this world. And we saw how good Luis Diaz was in this free role, this roam. He'd pick up the ball in these pockets of spaces as well. Look at how he got away in this sort of play. I'm sure Liverpool fans will remember. He got away from Tapsoba so easily, and having someone nimble, being able to rotate across the front three, it is really, really good stuff. And I don't want to criticize, Jurgen Klopp, who's a fantastic manager, but we didn't see this enough from Liverpool in certain games. The adaptability, playing a false 9, someone like Luis Diaz through the centre, who can play that to such a high level, it really gave Leverkusen problems. And it was signs in the first half that this would, turn into something crazy in the second half, as it did with Liverpool. But it just wasn't rotations between the front three. It was rotations between everyone. And I feel like slot ball is so effective at having different players in different zones, keeping the opposition as occupied as possible and getting numbers in the box. I want you to count here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 Liverpool players in the box, and then there's somebody here, McAllister. He's marshalling this zone. This is how Liverpool maintain the pressure. They have people going in the box, creating numbers, trying to outnumber the opposition. Leverkusen like to commit numbers forward with those wing backs, but Liverpool saw this as an opportunity. If we can bring as many attackers as we can, having Curtis Jones getting into the forward areas, who was fantastic in the game, you can really, really destroy Leverkusen. But of course, you can't legislate again for the quality of Mo Salah. This ball into the box, into this area, which Gakpo got onto, was just absolutely insane. Mo Salah is just at an unreal level, and it helps Slot having someone of Salah's quality to bring that maturity to the forward line. In the first half, it wasn't quite his day, but second half, we got to see vintage Mo with the assist he pulled out. Just absolutely unreal. But I also want to earmark Connor Bradley. He's kind of underrated in the role that he can perform. His underlaps in this channel is so good. Trent does it as well. They have the ability to not only just come on the overlap, which they did with Jurgen Klopp, but what's new is the underlaps that they're doing. A lot of top teams are doing this now with the inverted player, having more underlaps. Salah can easily slide that ball into there, and he's also got the opportunity to put it back stick. Leverkusen just simply couldn't deal with the amount of options and players committed forward by Liverpool. And bear in mind, look, this is the 82nd minute. They're so hungry, Liverpool. Probably one of the worst sides to play when you're, a couple goals behind, because they're going to keep on going. They do not care, but they always have this ability to sustain the pressure. And under Slot, it's a lot better with the McAllister and Gravenberch pivot. They're always there to pick up the loose balls at the edge of the box. And Xabi Alonso just couldn't find any answers to that. The wing backs just couldn't have any coordination going forward due to the mop-up crew of McAllister and Gravenberch. Fantastic from Arne Slot. Talk about the attacking rotations, the quick transitions that Liverpool did in this game. But I feel like the most important thing was their out of possession sort of shape that they did. They were so quick to pounce in this situation. This was before the 4th goal. Look at how aggressive they are in here to win this ball back. It is absolutely incredible how they know when to pounce here. They still have that muscle memory of knowing when to time the tackles, when they can leave their marker and trust the players around them. Here, I think it is Robertson at this time coming in here because he trusts Van Dijk to be able to mop up this zone. And the wing backs of Leverkusen, they became so sucked in and so narrow, and that's just due to Arne Slot and the way he's playing. He almost attracted Leverkusen into playing a game of football that they didn't want to be involved in. You can look, the width isn't there as much. Of course, I think this is Teller here. They've got players in this zone, but normally Leverkusen, they're all over these zones. This is where they operate, in these wide areas. They've got someone holding the width, but they almost became so confused due to the aggressive nature of Liverpool, but the timing of when they would go into the press and when they would be aggressive in their challenges. And I want to just also point out how Liverpool always end up being in an attack from these defensive situations. They trust Salah to be the press release. In terms of when they win this ball back, it's either a ball into Salah. In this case, that wasn't what happened, but it was a ball into Diaz. It was a ball, Nunes is there as well. They always have somebody who they trust to relieve the pressure, and then they've just got so many numbers here, almost like a triangle, always ready to attack. Liverpool's DNA is just attacking football. Doesn't matter who the coach is, they still have this DNA, this emphasis on winning the ball back and going fast on the attack. And I feel like Arne Slot has made this a lot more structural, which has helped Liverpool to be a lot more stronger at the back. They're not conceding goals. That's due to the way that Slot is kind of trying to be both controlled but really fluid attacking wise. It really is great to see. And Alonso, he's a fantastic manager, but he had no answers to the way Liverpool were playing. He tried to switch out the wingers, the centre forward. It still just didn't work. Wirtz wasn't finding the pockets of spaces, because look at the gaps between the midfielders. It's so minimal. You cannot play through this. You go wide. Van Dijk is comfortable enough to deal with this. It's just so good from Liverpool. Sometimes you've just got to look at a team's performance and be like, wow, you guys are just so well drilled. You're playing so well. You're so clinical going forward. They never even panicked in the game either. There wasn't a point in the game where I was like, Liverpool are going to start struggling now. Liverpool are going to start panicking. They've completely got rid of that Nottingham Forest game. That can happen in the league. You can have those sort of off days. Every team loses games. But Liverpool, there's always this belief that they are going to score eventually. Doesn't matter what's going on in the first half. They will find a way. And this sort of way of playing makes them probably the best team in Europe at the minute, aside from Barcelona, or with Barcelona. Arne Slot is doing an absolutely incredible job.